My fiancé is a control freak and she controls every bit of the money and everything else down to what I eat. Now, I am taking all my money and leaving her madness. Background, I'm 32, she's 34, we're Catholic, and she has 3 kids from a previous marriage. We were dating for about 8 months then decided to get engaged because things were going well. I felt like she was my person. She felt the same. I did great with the kids, and we were both only getting older. We're supposed to get married in December, but I don't want to anymore. I moved in about a month ago to save money in the name of trying to pay off as much debt before the wedding so we could buy a house soon after. This is when everything changed, I feel, for the worse. She instantly wanted a joint bank account. I didn't want to because I felt it turn into a control situation and it has. When I told her I didn't want to, she said well maybe we shouldn't get married. She controls every bit of the money and everything else down to what I eat. I have to ask to spend $4 on medicine when I'm fighting a sinus infection. We aren't hurting for money. I make $75K after taxes. Backstory on my health. I have had ulcerative colitis since I was 20. Had my colon removed when I was 25. I literally have to eat more than I used to because I don't absorb everything like a normal person. She gets mad at how much I eat. I have to sneak food at work. I've tried to explain it to her and so has her mom but she doesn't get it still. I can see her watching me when we are at her parents'. She even scolded me in the car one time because I ate too much chips and cheese dip when her mom made a huge bowl of it after church one day. Her mom has even told her to back off and that I need more food with my condition. She's told me before when her mom made me food after church. Her mom is a saint and a retired nurse so she knows that I shouldn't have accepted but on the inside I was happy I was getting more food and it was dang good. She tells me I have to work at least 70 hours a week Monday to Friday and what I can do on Sat when we don't have the kids so we have extra. I don't spend money on anything. I use my personal money so I have the amount of food I need. This was a fight to get what food I had for work. Proper nutrition and rest, which if I want to sleep in, I get fussed, are super important due to my health. I mistakenly took something that was for the kids. I got in big trouble. Even if it just costs $1, or even if I don't take some leftovers to work that I try to leave for others so I'm not greedy. I get blamed for wasting food even though she didn't tell me to take it and has yelled at me for taking too much. So damn if I do, damned if I don't, right? She shows little to no affection. I work 12 hours on my short days, and around 15 on my long days. I only have 1 or 2 short days a week. I'd like to feel wanted and desired when I come home. But I feel nothing. I don't ever get a hug, kiss, or any kind of excitement when I get home after a long day. Some of the long days mean I don't see her for 2 to 3 days at a time. There's no sort of excitement. Just what more can you do around the house? Hell, I've even gotten in trouble for sitting down for 10 minutes when I got home one day because I need to use my time better. I take care of everything around the house, such as yard work, home repairs, doing everything else when no one feels like it. Heaven forbid me if I forget to do one thing after a long day. Getting help from the kids is a chore. I'm feeling used and much like I'm just here to give money, do as much as I can. And if I bring something up, it gets turned back on me. Am I crazy for not wanting to go through with this? We already had a talk about how I can't live like this and it was good for a couple of days then back to the regularly scheduled program. So I don't feel like anything will ever change, ever. When we had the talk she straightened up a bit but over the next few days, she made jokes about what I brought up so I feel like it meant nothing to her at all. I don't know what to do. 1 week later, we had an additional talk. And some of y'all stated that she will say what I want to hear and then it goes back to the same old crap and you were 100% right. I've been playing the game and seeing her responses on things. She flips the responses to seemingly be different than they were when really she's just saying the same thing. For example, I explained that I was still hungry after dinner and she said word for word I think you should just focus on not being hungry then you won't want to eat so I just grabbed a water and went about my business. Like are you kidding me? Right after we discussed my body and my condition. Anyway, I've got a plan together. I won't be able to enact this plan till Friday next week. The car we got is in both of our names, but I'm only on the loan as a cosigner. So I'm getting a rental, because I can afford it when some psycho isn't controlling my money, and I'm loading everything I can in there and heading out of town while she's at work. I'll be going to my parents in the next state over. She won't be able to find me, which is good. I'm so getting a new phone and number before I head out of town. I've got my direct deposit changed, my new bank account, and while I'm at work I'm calling to get her off my credit card and everything. I'm waiting for the payment to post to the card from our joint account. Will be sometime next week, so I'm not stuck with the balance that's on there. I'm also pulling what money is rightfully mine out of the account before I leave and then taking my name off of it. There's a significant amount in there. I'm cutting my losses on what I've already paid towards the wedding and everything else. I don't want that money to taint my new money. I'm expecting her to freak the hell out and blow my phone up but I don't care. Just getting my plan together has been so liberating. On my way to my parents, I'm meeting a really good friend of mine, who's been here through this whole process, for lunch. Then on to my parents. I haven't even told my parents yet so they don't know. I've got all these crazy ideas of things I want to do and will finally be able to do once I'm out and it feels so damn good. I can't wait. I don't know if I'm more anxious to get back to who I was, or more anxious about her reaction. Either way, I don't care. I have to go. Final update, 8 days after first update. I am out, and free and I feel great. I left early in the morning with as much stuff as I could. I went to the next town over and sat in the parking lot waiting for the rental place to open so she wouldn't have a chance to browse around town before work and find me. Before I got the rental I got all my money out as well. After getting the rental I went back to the house to get more stuff. She had I guess gotten the hint and locked me out of the house. But I got all my important and expensive stuff out so that's good. I went back to the bank and got a printout of all the transactions from the joint account and I was immediately pissed off. I had to ask for medicine but there were so many Amazon charges. Charges for going out to eat. Transfers of money to different accounts. And everything. But I had to ask to spend $4 on medicine for a sinus infection. It looks like she was transferring money so I couldn't track it all. I gave the printout to my friend so she could get me a spreadsheet together to track everything easier. While driving down to my parents, I was able to get all my passwords to every account reset and removed her as an authorized user on everything. Also, before leaving I got a new account/debit card and switched all that over. After meeting with my parents I went to an old friend's, someone I've known for 10 plus years but hadn't seen in 2. Her mom made me a hell of a meal fit for a king. We later went axe throwing and had a good time. I spent the night there and her mom made me a really good breakfast. Her family is such a good family and they consider me a son, so they were happy to have me over. Her mom asked if I just needed a key to the house. This morning, I drove back to my parents and we went to a flea market. I was able to spend my money on whatever I wanted and it felt so good. This is the life I want to live, not a life constrained by a crazy person. I feel great, I'm doing great. Leading up to leaving I was getting super anxious about it and having trouble sleeping. Hell, I saw my ex Monday and some Tuesday, but because of my schedule, didn't see her for 3 days. No, I miss you. No, nothing. Just messages asking me to do things. Also, on the way down, she didn't try to contact me at all. I left Messenger open and will until everything is buttoned up, but everyone else is blocked on everything. She did try to contact my parents but they didn't answer. Thankfully, I've got quite the road ahead of me to get where I want to, but it'll be an easier road to travel than what I was doing. I've already contacted a flight school and will be enrolling to get my private pilot's license in the next few months and I can't wait. It's been a huge dream of mine since I was little. This has been the best thing I've ever done for myself and my well-being. Looking forward to seeing where things go and where I can take it. Thank you guys again for the sound advice. The only thing I have left to button up is the vehicle we bought, but I ran out of time. I've got a meeting with a lawyer next week to get it taken care of. 1 month after last update, but we traded in the car we had together and I got myself something new free and clear of her name. She had 2 friends show up at the dealership, a male friend and a female friend. Made me laugh because I showed up with no one. Finally got all my stuff as well. She waited till the last day of course.
Reddit Stories, JJ.